today we're going to take just a little visit into the herb garden. A couple years ago, I decided to plant all my herbs. I have this little deck off my house, and so that's where I plant all the herbs, because then every time I walk by them, it smells so good. We're going to talk about how to keep your herbs constantly growing, not going to seed. Now, this right here is cilantro. It has already started to flower. Now, if I let these continue to flower and go to seed, the seeds are little round balls, and that becomes the spiced coriander. But I don't want coriander yet. I can wait and have that happen later. I want to keep having cilantro. So I'm going to take my little clippers, or you could even pinch them off, and I'm just cutting off the flowers. Go around and just snip them all off, and that'll keep the cilantro growing and being useful for a longer period of time. This is oregano that has the same issue. It's starting to flower, but they haven't blossomed yet. So I'm just snipping them all off, and everywhere I snip them, you can see maybe that there are two little branches out here, and it will probably branch out, and that's what we're going to talk about with the basil, because basil here, it'll get flowers too. Once it starts getting warm, they all start trying to go to flower, and so we need to cut it down. But if I look, I go, well, look down here, there's lots of little branches, so if I cut it off here, it'll get bushier and it'll branch out, and it won't go to flower quite so soon. Now this is going to branch out and become more bushy. This is rosemary. Not a lot to do with rosemary, just let it grow. This is chives that I planted probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it comes back every year. You can cut them off just like that, use them in your cooking, and more will come up. Just a few weeks ago, I cut the whole thing off this high. It had all gone to flower, and I wanted it to start over. These guys won't do it, but chives will. If you like those little purple flowers, you can let it go to flower, and then you can cut it all off, get it a haircut, and new, delicious, fresh chives will come up. And the flower, by the way, is edible. We pulled them off and pulled them off the little flowerets. They're supposed to be really good in salads. They taste extremely oniony. Let some grow and try it out. Now, I want to do one other thing. Over here, I've got some mint, and I love to grow different kinds of mint. This is called chocolate mint, and I've had this plant for many years. It'll overwinter if I take care of it. This is a new one, peppermint, and I put in some little flowers to attract pollinators and just to make my garden prettier here. I wanted to remind you, it's just like the basil. So say I want to use some of this chocolate mint. I'm going to snip it right above this branch, and I can use my fingers. And then I have this mint that I'm going to use, and this will branch out and get bushier. I just want to really recommend growing mint because it smells so good when you walk by it. Put it in a pot though, because it'll take over your garden. Use it for teas, put it in your salads, or just let it make your house smell delicious. This is Granny Green Thumb. If you have any questions, email me at askgrannygreenthumb@gmail.com. I'll try to answer them. I'll try to find out the answer for you, or we'll make it a video. Have a great day.